Are women actually better leaders than men? I don't know. Let's see. I got a banger from Man Reacts. Let's get straight into it.
Because I always talk about the demonization of, women who choose to stay at home, the demonization of housewives, the demonization of...
Yeah, and I hate that because I love women that want to stay at home and raise their kids. I absolutely love it. We love the ladies over here. I think it's mainly because women demonize other women. Women shame other women for wanting to be a stay-at-home mom. Whereas men, we love it. We celebrate it. Yes, stay at home, nurture the children, teach the kids the culture of the family. I love that. But single women keep women single, and women hate to see other women happy. Oh, you get to stay at home and not work? No, you should be working like me. Misery just loves company.
Women who make a different choice than what is considered the acceptable choice of the modern feminist movement. And not every woman is going to want to be that CEO or enter the workforce. Some of them want to devote themselves to being a wife and being a mom.
Yeah.
Why do we have to disparage them because they're making a different choice than what a lot of women make in this day and age? Why?
Feminism. Feminism has lied to these women to think that their career should be the number one priority in their life when that is not the case at all. It should be your man and your family.
Why can't we just fight that reflex? Because we all have it, right? I mean, Rollo Tomassi says we're all kind of raised in the feminist age, and hence we kind of have a little bit of that lens. I believe that he's right on that in many respects, because I even have to check myself sometimes, because it's almost like you're programmed to react a certain way.
Yeah.
And it just starts coming out of your mouth and you're like, wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. You really have to kind of deprogram all of that stuff and look at stuff for what it actually is.
We live in a world where women...
Well, in my opinion, women are a protected class. It's our job as men to protect these women. I don't like the fact that we've gotten away from that. We need to protect women at all costs. Women are a beautiful thing. They bear our children. They're the most nurturing, feminine things on this planet. Why we need to celebrate that more. But feminism, what's so funny to me is feminism is like the opposite of being feminine nowadays. It's all about, feminism is more about masculinity than it is about femininity.
American eatery stock has plummeted.
Death of American staple as CEO tanks her own company's stock by announcing they're not as relevant anymore. Pretty stupid choice.
Stupid. In recent weeks, after the company's CEO said the restaurant is no longer relevant. Cracker Barrel, the Southern country
Bro, I like Cracker Barrel. Chat, put one in the chat if you like Cracker Barrel. I feel like this is a white person place, though. I went there once with Cass, and she got cold eggs, and so I was like, I guess we're not going back.
Themed restaurant with 662 locations across the nation has been diminishing in popularity over the past decade, with its loyal clientele of elderly people failing to return after the pandemic. The business tanked even more when its chief executive, Julie Fels-Massino, told investors, "We're just not as relevant as we once were." Stupid. Since the call, the 54-year-old company's shares fell by nearly 20%. On Thursday, Cracker Barrel traded as low as $45.35, a 52-week low that marked its lowest level in over a decade. Here's an anecdote of a person from Canada who saw how women in the corporate world ruin companies from within. "My last corporate job had a woman GM. She was given the job to fill the female leader illusion, which is a must in Canada. Meanwhile, all the men in the background were keeping the company running. She just took the credit. She was an arrogant, backstabbing feminist bully who wore a t-shirt and tight jeans in a business attire environment. Her bad decisions and leadership took her 2 years to run the company into the ground. She was also under investigation by the National HR Department because her pattern showed she got off on firing men for little things to soothe her ego. She ended up jumping ship and moved back to the US, never to be seen again. The damage she caused wasn't repairable, and the company doesn't exist today."
Wow, brutal. And we've talked about this in a previous episode. I used to have female managers when I was in sales heavy roles, and dude, they were the rudest to me. They would give me such a hard time, and I was a high-performing guy. I was a very high-performing guy in my sales role. I was showing up every day, showing up early, staying late, wearing a suit, making the most calls, probably I think it was month 6, I was the top 5 sales reps in over 700 sales reps. Dude, I was really grinding it out. But it still was just never good enough. It still was just never good enough for, my female managers, which is wild to me. Here's another story.
It was a construction company. The owner retired and gave it to his gay daughter to run. She hired a lesbian woman with a gay son and put him in charge as well.
Uh-oh.
They started hiring all of their friends and people aligned with DEI. They created an HR office run by an autistic feminist woman. Soon, everything came to a halt. Suppliers pulled out because they were not paid on time. Architects did not answer RFIs because no one at the office could understand. Prints were outdated and never updated. Clients started noticing the lack of manpower and adherence to scheduling. The normal people left very fast, and the ones staying were too young, too gay, too many women without experience, and also a bunch of token races unable to do the work.
Oh.
They are now facing major lawsuits and liquidation damages, as well as lawsuits for defamation for each one of us who left and had our names tarnished. Never give in, fight back, and do not help this person.
Wow, that is crazy work. Yeah, I think the DEI hiring is crazy. Like Matt Walsh did a whole documentary on the DEI stuff, and I'm like, I think DEI should be spelled DIE because diversity, equity, and inclusion. I think Rob Schneider has a joke about this. He's like, "What? Yeah, like damn those white pilots always making it all those trips safely and on time. You know, like." It's like, why would we worry about diversity when we should be worrying about competency? Charlie Kirk talks about this a lot. It's like, I care about who's competent. I don't care about what you look like, bro. You could be 3 feet tall or 13 feet tall. I don't care what your race is. I don't care what your ethnic background is. I care, do you know how to do the job? And are you really good at it? That's what I care about. Chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree with that. Like, I don't care what you look like. Your superficiality does not matter to me. Your competency is what matters to me. I want to know that if I send my kid to a private school, they're getting the best teachers, not somebody that's a diversity hire. You know what I mean?
Woman and like a lot of the feminist indoctrination, brainwashing, and American women with these like massive insecurity things. She's just saying like, well, I don't want men to be the leader. That's basically what she's saying. She's like, I don't want men to be the leader. I don't like women can be leader too. Not even women can be leaders too, but she's saying like women can be better leaders in certain situations.
Companies are now regretting promoting women.
Yeah, that's a no. Yeah, that's a no. I think men are much better leaders. We built the entire modern world that we live in right now. Like, are you kidding me? The patriarchy has given us a lot of life's best luxuries. The matriarchy, I think there's like, 7 of them worldwide? And they're not doing too well.
Went out of his way to make the workforce within that company 50-50 as much as he could in terms of men and women being represented. So we're talking about engineers, we're talking about tradespeople, we're talking about in workshops, we're talking at the managerial level.
If you hire 50% women engineers and 50% male engineers, then the women engineers are less qualified.
Facts.
Because the pool of engineers is lower among women. Mm-hmm. So you can't hire 50% women engineers without producing a decrement in the quality of the engineers. Because this selection pool is too small. You can't do that on a large scale. You might be able to do that in one company. Look, you think about it mathematically. If there's 10 times as many male engineers as there are female engineers, and you insist upon hiring 50-50, then obviously the degree to which the female engineers are proficient cannot be the same as the degree to which the male engineers are proficient. It's mathematically impossible.
So you're saying don't even try?
No, I'm saying something much.
Why is it that they move the goalposts this much? So you're saying don't even give it a shot. Did any of what he said, did he say we shouldn't even try it? These reporters, bro.
More specific than that.
Here's food for thought.
Well, and then if we want diversity in engineers, then we also should have diversity with bricklayers, with underwater welders, with the roughnecks that are offshore getting the oil, with the people that work outside, with arborists, with roofers, with people that are general contractors. Like, where's all that? They don't want the equality when it comes to the rough, dirty jobs. They want the equality with the nice fluorescent light bulbs with the AC. And you know why it is? I think it's because navigating the dating scene can be absolutely brutal, but so can dealing with the aftermath of an accident. Have you ever been involved in a personal injury case? Over the years as an image consultant, I've worked with many clients recovering from workplace accidents, car accidents, and more. And I was actually shocked to learn how often people lose their personal injury cases. That's why I want to talk about Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. They specialize in a wide variety of personal injury cases, and they've won thousands of big cases. And if you end up working with them, they're going to fight for the money that you deserve. Just recently, Morgan & Morgan solidified verdicts in Florida of $12 million and $26 million in Philly. That's up to 40 times the highest insurance offer. And I'm telling you, your case could be worth millions. If you've been injured in an accident, don't wait. You can go visit www.forthepeople.com/Levi, found in the description below, to start your free claim today. Y'all know what time it is. Loki, can we get some freeze in the chat? Loki. Free. Your place. Got something today that I've been meaning to show you guys, and so while he eats that, I'll show you guys. But I got this thank you from Des Shannon, so shout out to Des Shannon. Open it. Probably one of the coolest thank yous I've ever gotten. But look at this. Thank you so much. He wrote like a note, said thank you for the channel, appreciate everything you do. So shout out to you, Des Shannon. I'm gonna keep this, man. I really do appreciate it. But it seems he's loving that. He's he's chugging it. It's already gone. Good Lord. Eats it so fast.
A woman says that you're controlling, toxic, insecure for not wanting your girl to go party 4 or 5 nights a week and get drunk and put herself in these sorts of situations. That's basically essentially just shaming language. You're trying to shame men out of using our masculine instincts to keep her out of positions that put the relationship at risk. There's absolutely no reason that a man should allow his girlfriend to put the relationship at risk. And I do think it's the case that if you're going out and partying and getting drunk and being around these kinds of people in these kinds of environments, you are putting your relationship at risk.
We'd love to see whole.
Dude, I 100% agree. 100% agree. Well, it goes back to the whole thing of like, a man's boundaries are insecure, but a woman's boundaries are, she's empowered. Like, yes, queen, yes, know your worth. He doesn't know. He's just insecure. He's trying to control you. Men instinctually, biologically, we want to provide and protect. Part of protecting is not letting you be in certain scenarios that you're at risk of, damaging the relationship or you even getting hurt. It seems like women seem to forget that. Like they want a man that's a provider, protector, but then when he tries to do it, she's like, no, you're a weirdo. I don't like that. Brother, it's like, come on.
Men are very simple creatures. I know that men do not respond well to being nagged. They don't respond to it at all. They don't respond to criticism. They don't respond to attitude. They don't want to, even if we're right, having an attitude with a man is the worst thing you can ever do. You're never gonna win unless you have a man with truly absolutely no spine. And that's not a relationship you want to be in anyways. Men respond to us being feminine.
Yeah, well, men respond to women being respectful. Men want respect, women want love. The problem is a lot of these women approach men when they have a problem like they would their girlfriends. Like, girl, I can't believe you did that, and get catty with it. Us as guys, we just shut down. We don't deal with that because there's no respect behind it. If you approach a man respectfully, give him the compliment sandwich. Hey babe, I think you're doing this really well. This bothered me. I was hoping we could talk about it. But I really appreciate you being open-minded to it. A compliment sandwich will absolutely make your life so much easier in any regard. You got a problem with somebody at work, you got a problem with a loved one, you got a problem with your partner, do the compliment sandwich. Start with something positive, then give them a criticism, and then end with something positive. But it just frames the conversation so well. It's something I learned in sales. But if you're not using that, man, I highly suggest you start using it.
Why do men talk to women? Men want sex, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you want protection, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he decides, you know what, I don't feel like it because we got in a fight. You would look at him crazy if he didn't protect you, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because it's his duty to protect you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's your duty to provide him sexual satisfaction.
Yeah, but I feel like a guy should be more understanding.
Oh, okay, you should be more understanding that you got your ass whooped then. I didn't feel like it that day.
No, that's just wrong. That's just wrong.
Oh, now it's wrong.
Yeah.
That's wrong. Okay. You know what's interesting? My duty is way more dangerous than yours. I'm expected to potentially lay my life on the line. All you got to do is lay on the bed.
You can die giving birth.
Name one girl you know who died giving birth.
Listen, there's times where things are off, 100%. But generally speaking, if your man has some needs, and that's your man, then why can't he come to you?
Controversial take. This is why I always say you need to have multiple women.
Dude, I don't agree with everything Myron says, but when you're younger, I definitely think you should date multiple women. Have a roster, bro. Figure out the game, so that way when you do find a woman you want to actually be with, you can pull out all the stops and actually get her. But if you put all your eggs in one basket, we've seen this. I've seen this story happen with people close to me. Some viewers that, you guys may even know. A guy puts all of his eggs in one basket. He tries to pull out all the stops for this girl. And then eventually the girl's like, you know what? You're not really my type. I'm not really looking for anything more than this. And the guy completely shuts down. Dude, that's the problem. You got to keep these women at arm's length away. And I'm not saying to be rude or disrespectful, but I'm saying protect yourself, bruv. Why are you going to try to get so close to somebody you don't even know? Like, how long did it take you to become really good friends with your best friends? It probably took months, if even years. But you're telling me you're putting all your eggs in one basket for this one chick that's literally was a stranger a couple days ago, but now you're going out on a date with her? Like, bro, take it easy. Like, chill pill it. Take it slow. Anything worth having is worth working for. So if you guys are going to, like, you can work through it. But a lot of guys get out there, they get their hopes all up, and they think, oh, this is the girl for me. This is her. I love her so much. I'm going to do everything for her. Like, dude, chill out. Go get to know her. You might not even like her, but it seems like a lot of guys go out there, they put everything into this girl, and then they just get their heart broken. They're like, I'm never going to be with a woman again. It's like, bro, you got to keep shooting your shot. Even in the wild, the male peacock is the colorful one. The non-colorful one is the female peacock. Men have to do the dance. The birds have to do the dance to swoon the women. I think we need to get back to that. Guys shooting your shot. Yeah, can you get shut down? Dude, I got shut down a lot. But, like, Cass is hot. It took a lot of work to be able to pull a hottie. You want a girl that's hot? You got to have game. And you got to be not worried about getting rejected or being shut down. But I feel like a lot of guys now, like, they get shut down a few times and they're like, I'm giving up. It's like, bro, we got to try a little bit harder.
Why do modern women struggle with accountability?
Because that would mean that they have to acknowledge that they don't bring value to the table. That would mean that they have to acknowledge that all they have to offer is beauty and intimacy. And that's unfortunate.
Well, I think another part of that, in my opinion, is a lot of women don't like taking accountability because it's a shot at their ego. When you hold a woman accountable, she's taking it so personally that she's like, oh, you're attacking who I am as a person. You're attacking me, who I am. Whereas men, we can typically separate the criticism from our ego. Like if let's say I was a roofer and a guy said, hey man, you're nailing those shingles in wrong. You need to do it this way. I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm doing that wrong. I'm not wrong as a person. But when you give the same criticism to a woman, she goes, well, what, do you think I'm not good enough to do this? You think I don't know what I'm doing? And they take it so personally. A lot of women do this. Try this. The next time you're just hanging out maybe with some guys and girls, bring up like a what if scenario and like, well, what do you guys think about women with high body counts? And a lot of the women will take it so personally, especially about, well, I don't think body count matters. And like, okay, well, that tells me something.
She's a runner, she's a track star.
But if other girls say, well, I think body count does matter, probably they have a lower body count, but they're always going to base it off a personal story. They're not going to base it off of like, well, what do I think in general? Men are very good at generalizations where women take everything and take it so personally. Chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I just think, I think that's just how it is. I don't know why women are like that, but it seems like that's what they do. They take everything so personally when, we're really not talking about who you are or your integrity as a person. We're just talking about some scenario.
Can't stop. If you look, it's so easy, okay?
Okay.
It's literally me.
Multiple bodies.
What?
She's a runner, she's a track star.
What does that mean?
A hoe.
Huh?
A hoe.
A hoe? Jesus Christ.
Like the farming utensil.
What do you mean? It's me, Kenny. Me. Or like what I should be. Future me.
Future you? A good person?
Are you saying I'm now?
Are we talking about present or future?
Kenny.
If it's present,
it should be me now.
Okay.
What?
Is it who you wish you could be?
Yeah.
A wife.
He cooked her, bro. It's me, daddy. Me, daddy. I don't think so. Here's Tony.
Can't say I gave up without saying I gave. So don't give up. My favorite expression in English is the one that says, never bite the hand of the one that fingers you. Something like that. And here's how to tell if your LED sign is cheap. If someone calls you fat, just ignore them. You're bigger than that. Life is too short to be serious. If you can't laugh to yourself, let me do it for you. Take a look at this LED sign right here. The design is very human. If you are 35 or younger, this is your sign too.
Dude, Elsie, this guy Tony. I just want to get one of his signs and put one right there. Get this get the new. I don't know if you guys hear it. I'll show you. So see the logo at the bottom right there. I took it off the LV, the Louis Vuitton, made it LN. I'd like to get that a little LED sign. That'd be cool right there, right? Because it seems like I'm a bad boy here on YouTube. Too controversial. Probably won't ever get the plaque, guys. Probably won't ever get the plaque. You got to be a good boy for an entire year, and it seems like I'm just not a good boy. I'm not a good boy. Maybe next year. But Loki, did you have a good time today? I had a great time, Father. Can I get another chicken jerky? No, you can't. How about that? But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to go to LeviNichs.com to cop the new Ricky Sickle t-shirt, the Loki free. This is for the OGs. I used to give him carrots during these videos. And so Loki seems really, really pleased with that one. He's like, I want carrots, Dad. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Go cop the new t-shirt at LeviNichs.com. But I will see you guys tomorrow, man. Peace.